What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We have another nice Friday night slate of NBA. We have quite a few games going on, a lot of good matchups, a lot of good games for player props. We're going to talk about some of these games. I'm going to give you guys 4 free picks that I like on Prizepicks, and we can lock in some of these live as well. Before we do any of that, I do want to pick 2 winners to win free VIP. So I said this in yesterday's video. I had an NFL video yesterday, and I had an NBA video yesterday. Both of those videos did really, really well. So I just want to say thank you to every single one of you guys for real. If you're watching, leaving likes on the comments, supporting me in any way, I do really appreciate you. So I'm going to pick a winner from both of these videos to win a free month of VIP. So you got double the chances if you played in the comments yesterday. I'm going to do the same thing for this video. If this video gets 250 likes, I will pick a random comment down below to win a free month of VIP. So make sure you guys drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you guys are subscribed. We're coming really, really close to 37K subs. A goal of mine right now is 50K. If I can hit 50K, then I'll do some type of giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but 50K by the end of the year would be absolutely crazy. But, yeah, 50K by the end of the year is going to be tough to do. But with the views we're getting right now, it is potentially going to happen. So hopefully it does. But anyways, let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. So the winner from the NFL video is going to be for, drum roll please, 96 Chris, who said LMAO Dicker like the kicker. Yeah, Dicker the kicker, that's what they call him, his nickname, man. He cashed us on our extra points yesterday. If you took him field goals made, he didn't cash. I didn't actually take field goals made myself. I almost locked it in. I ended up just playing the extra points, and it ended up working out well for me. I will say free picks yesterday did amazing, guys. So depending on which Jokic prop you took from the video, we would have swept. So I had Joker over 9.5 rebounds, and I have him over 44.5 PRA. He cashed the rebounds and hooked the PRA, and then Siakam cash points, Butler cash points, Hartenstein cash rebounds. Those are 3 really nice plays for us. And then the same thing for NFL. We cashed 3 of the 4 free picks for NFL yesterday. I had Vidal over 73.5 rushing receiving yards. He cashed it in just rushing yards. Had Dicker PATs. That one cashed. We had McConkey 5 receptions. That one cashed. And then we had Reichard, the Minnesota kicker, to get 2 field goals. And let's be honest about that play. It should have cashed. So he missed a field goal, he hit a field goal, and then the third field goal, he actually kicked good, which would have cashed our slip, but they had a penalty on the play, too many men on field from the Chargers, and they called it. They had a 5-yard penalty or whatever it was, and they were close enough for that 4th down. They went for it, and they ended up scoring off of it and couldn't get another field goal the rest of the game. So, 96 Chris, send me a message on Discord, my man. I got you for the free month. Let's go ahead and pick our winner from the NBA video. So the winner is going to be for, another drum roll here, Tizzle Baby 24, who said let him cook. Well, Tizzle Baby, send me a message on Discord. I will get you added for that free month. I do appreciate you guys for real, and gals. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about some of these slips we cashed yesterday. So this one was directly from the free picks. We locked this in live on the video. Siakam and Jimmy Butler, points for both these players. $250 to win $752. So that was a nice little cash for us, if you got to tell that one. The second slip we locked in live on the video. So this is the other one we had. We had our man Hartenstein with Jokic, 44.5 PRA. Now, I played Jokic's boost instead of rebounds in this slip live because Jokic was a boost on parlay play. This parlay play boost baited me. It really did. I thought Jokic would cash this regardless. He ended up with 44. So this hook really hurt us. Hartenstein obviously cashed his boards pretty easily. But 250 to win 680 is what that could have been. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That one was a big fat X. If you played both, we still, if you played my unit size, it was still profit. 250 plus 250 is 500. We won 750, so we won $252 on those 2 plays together, which is lucky. Looking at the other slips with cash, Butler and Jokic and Siakam cash for us yesterday. He had Siakam, Herbert, and Jimmy Butler cash on underdog, a nice little 40% boost. Then we also had a teaser, the Chargers plus 3.5, and then the under 51.5 total, which cashed as well. I had $500 on this and won $357 in profit. So some nice slips that ended up cashing yesterday for both NBA and NFL. I do want to say, guys, if you want to get all my plays, go through the WAP, link down in the description. The plays are posted in Discord. They're not posted on WAP. So what you do is you use WAP as a payment processor. You join our Discord. It'll give you a link to our Discord, first of all. But if you're not in the Discord's free. Link to the Discord's down in the description. There's going to be 2 areas. There's a free area in the Discord, then there's a VIP area. So if you're in the VIP area, you went through WAP, elite membership or regular membership. Both of these give you every single play that I play. This one just gives you more of a one-on-one style mentorship, which we'll have a live stream coming up. I'm going to try to do 2 live streams a week, and we're going to get some other things like maybe my play of the day. I might put my favorite slip out of the whole slate that has already been given out for free, but it's be my favorite slip or something in there as well. We're going to do some different things for the Elite membership to make it worth it. Right now, we're just trying to get everything set up, so just be patient with me on the Elite membership if you're in there already. That being said, everything's down in the description. We'd love to have you in here. If you want a free month, you can get up to 7 full free months by signing up to any partnered app. Chalkboard, Parlay Play, Underdog, Sleeper, Novig, Better, Dabble. I'm trying to get through this quick because I know a lot of people hate these little introductions, but just want to talk about the day, man. We got to talk about how everything went yesterday, talk about if there's any bad beats, like the bad beat for Jokic. There's a lot of bad beats that happen. Bad beat for Jokic, bad beat for the field goals made prop. It is what it is. But anyways, let's talk about some of these NBA games and get some plays out for you guys. So what I'm going to do on this is we're going to talk about some of the games that I like, some of the games I think you can get some value on that are close, like Toronto versus Milwaukee, for example. I like this game, man. I call the Raptors to beat the Hawks. I'm calling the Raptors to beat Milwaukee again. I'm calling 2-0 for the Raptors to start the season. Minus 117 odds, minus 1.5 on the spread. Total at 234.5. I wouldn't touch this total. If I was going to play this total, I'd probably take the under. I'm going to be honest with you. Under 234. That's a pretty high total for these teams. Let's see what the public has. So the public has 51% of the money on Toronto, 55% of the money on them covering the spread, and then 91% of the money on the over on this total, which makes me like the under even better. When I have a gut feeling about something, and then the entire population's on the opposite side, it makes me even happier because a lot of you guys know how after Rozier and all these guys got caught with their gambling schemes and things, like, just understand it's just still going to happen, whether we know it or not. It's going to happen. But anyways, I like the under on this. If you wanted to play one of these two, personally, obviously it can definitely go over. I'm not saying it's a lock by any means, but I do like the under, and I favor the under on this play. But going with the Raptors money line, minus 117 odds. So far, both teams are 1-0 on the season. The Bucks struggled against the Wizards. I know they won by 13. They were up by like 30 points in the first half at one point, and then Washington come back. So Washington had me worried that the Bucks were going to lose. I liked that Washington came back because I have Giannis in fantasy, so having Giannis in there and then watching him get to play and put up big numbers for my fantasy obviously helped. But they didn't make it look super, super easy for throughout the second quarter and third quarter. But anyways, Raptors beat Atlanta 138-118, won by 20 points. Pretty dominant victory in Atlanta on the road to start the game. Tonight they're at home, minus 117. It says minus 108 depending on the book you play. So if you get it on a better book, then there you go. So you can get some good value on this. Looking at the starting lineup, the reason I like the Raptors, man, I'm calling Raptors to be – people are arguing with me a little bit. They don't think the Raptors are that good, and I could be completely wrong. I think the Raptors have a good lineup, man. Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and then Jakob Poeltl. Like, they have a good lineup. Like, they got a good team. I really think they do. Their bench may not be the best, but their starting five looks good. I can see them having a good run this season. If you look at the Bucks have Giannis. It's Giannis and Franz, man. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say they don't have anything else, but Giannis is pretty much what they have. And if Giannis can't get going good, then that team struggles, in my opinion. Giannis is game time decision. I'm pretty sure Giannis is gonna play. If you look at the Raptors, if Giannis gets ruled out, this is a freaking lock, Toronto, in my opinion. But anyways, I'm gonna run with the Raptors on this one. I think this is a good game. And excited to see this one. Starts early tonight, 6:30 p.m. or Eastern time. If you look at the next game, we have the Magic versus the Hawks. Another game that I would honestly put money on at minus 176. I'm okay with taking Orlando at minus 176. It's a little bit juiced. Total on this one's 234.5 as well. I personally lean the under on this one at plus money, plus 104. The Magic typically play at a slower pace. Now, they got Bane now. First game, they put up some big numbers. A lot of these first night NBA games have been really high scoring. They on 2 days rest, some of them. So you got to understand, like, when the further into this season we get, the more tired these NBA players get, and the less likely they are to score big numbers. Now, I'm not saying a player's not going to do well by any means. I'm just saying, like, you got to understand they're fully rested on night one. Of course, they're coming out here, started the season. They want to put up some of these big numbers. Let's look at the public betting. 49% of the money's on Orlando, and then 51% on Atlanta because Atlanta's plus 176. That's why there's so much money there. But anyways, if you look at Orlando on the spread, 68% of the money on them covering 4.5 spread. And the reason for that is because it's almost even odds. This one's just juiced, so more money's going to go on the opposite side of this because it's even though Orlando probably wins the game, in my opinion, some people want to take a risk on the underdog. I'm looking at total, 95% of the money on the over on this total. And the Hawks are pretty fast-paced. The Magic, usually a slower pace. Now, this season, they may not be that way. They put up 125 points in game one. Divide this by 2 to keep the game close. The total at 134, you need 117 and 117 to 118 cashes the total. So I'm looking at the first game versus the Raptors for Atlanta. It was 138 to 118. They went way over. That's why this total's so high. I'm going to rock the under. I don't know that I put money on it, but for my pick for this video, I'm taking the under. I might sprinkle a little bit on that. I like it. Looking at the expected lineups, obviously Atlanta's got their starting 5. My man Zach's the only one who is game time decision. And then on the Magic side of things, and pretty much fully healthy, same as we have last game for the most part. So I like this lineup for Orlando as well. Orlando's looking pretty good. I think they have a good game tonight, and I'm thinking they get a dub. So I'm taking the 2 favorites in these games. Looking at Cleveland versus the Nets, I'm not touching anything on this game just because they're minus 600 odds. Cleveland should win. They're going to fade that one. Celtics versus the Knicks. The Celtics didn't look very good, man, without Tatum. I'm not going to lie. They got beat in game 1. We can go ahead and select this real quick and look at them in game 1 versus the Sixers. They got beat 117 to 116. Close game. It was a tough game. But they did lose, man. The Knicks beat Cleveland in game 1. I like the Knicks again at home tonight versus the Celtics. This lineup for the Celtics isn't terrible, but it's just not that playoff run team that I think they need without Tatum personally. I'm looking at this Knicks team. The Knicks team is good, man. Anunoby, Towns, Bridges, Brunson. We got a good team. Looking at the Knicks injury news, Josh Hart's game time decision. Josh Hart's could be good for the team. He comes back spasms, may sit another game, wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, Towns is always game time decision. A lot of the times, Towns is kind of like day by day. And then Anunoby's game time decision as well. So if you see Towns and Anunoby sit, then this game becomes pretty coin flip in my opinion. But if Towns and Anunoby play, I like this play a lot for the Knicks, and the Knicks are sitting right now minus 156. So I put some money there. Knicks minus 3.5. Honestly, I don't dislike that either at minus 105. And the total on this game, I probably just fade the total personally. Public betting on this 50-50 split in terms of money. 53% of the money on Boston covering the spread, and then you have a 67% over on the total. So public thinks the total goes over. So either way, pick what you want on that. Trust your gut. But for me, I'm going to fade the total, and I'm just going to run with the Knicks to win this game. If I was going to pick, if you took Knicks and Magic, you'd have a plus money play right there in a little parlay. I know it's 2 close games, so that might not be the smartest move, but there's some things you can do here. Minus 156, not too juiced. It takes $156 to win 100. I might end up doing that myself. Next game, Pelicans versus Spurs. Spurs 1-0 on the road in New Orleans. This is a game that is tough to, I'm not going to say it's super tough to call personally. 61% of the money is on the Spurs, 66% of the money on the Spurs covering the spread, and then the total on this, 92% of the money on the over on this total at 232. Looking at these two teams, Spurs just beat the Mavericks by 33. It wasn't even close. It was a blowout win. Then if you look at the Pelicans just lost to Memphis in Memphis. So Pelicans are at home. Spurs are on the road again. Second game again on the road. Wemby's just too dominant, man. I just don't see how the Pelicans can stop Wemby. Pelicans didn't look terrible in game 1. Their lineup's not horrendous, but I just don't see how they stop Wemby's side. Misi's not stopping Wemby. Let's be honest here. Wemby's going to do what he wants tonight. The Spurs looked pretty good in game 1, and I'm just going to take them to win this one as well. Spurs minus 160. It'd be hard to take that line just because it is juiced. Spurs are missing Fox. Fox is out. Olynyk is out. Sohan is out. Looking at Pelicans are missing Looney, missing DeJounte Murray again. Misi's game time decision. So there are some injury news you can watch out for here, but I think majority of the starting 5 is going to start on both teams, so we should be good to go on that. For me, Spurs minus 3.5 on the spread. I don't dislike this line a lot. I think they could win by 4 points. I think that's a pretty good play at minus 109. Total on this, I probably fade the total on this one. I can see that one going either or. Kind of lean the over on it, but Wemby feasting tonight, and at minus 154 odds, I'd take this as well. So I like the Spurs to win this one. Rockets versus Pistons. I'm not going to call anything on this game. I think the Pistons could be a nice underdog on this. Rockets are good. Don't get me wrong. Sengun and Durant, but Durant looked a little sus last game. Hard for me to trust the Rockets when I saw what Durant did in overtime. There's some things that he did, calling a timeout with no timeouts with a technical foul at the end of the game to almost sell the overtime. It seems suspicious. Maybe we need to investigate Durant. I'm kind of joking, kind of not. But I'm going to fade anything on this game for the most part. Anything on the Houston side of things, I think Detroit plus 233. I don't think that's a bad play. You got 90% of the money on the Rockets. This could be a big upset. Both teams are 0-1. So I think the Rockets, I kind of think they had the better team, but Looking at injuries, Javen Ivey's out, obviously. And then if you look at the Houston side of things, you got Van Vliet out, Dorian Finney-Smith still out. Majority of the starting 5 teams pretty good to go. But that one's tough. It's tough. I could see either way cashing, but at plus 233, I'd probably risk maybe half a unit on Detroit, maybe cover that. Or you could just take the spread. I think Detroit does cover the spread at 6.5, but who knows, man? This could be a blowout win. Who knows? Looking at the next game, which is why I'm fading it. But looking at the next game, you got Heat versus Grizzlies. This is another tough game to call. I probably won't play anything on this game personally. I might play Bam again for PRA. I think Bam is a good play versus the Grizzlies. Grizzlies keep it kind of fast-paced. The total in this game is 233.5 with 93% of the money on the over. Money's on all the overs on this heavily, not even close. So I look for some of these games to be a little bit lower scoring just because there's so much money on the overs. I'm just throwing that out there. Next game, Wizards versus Mavs. I think the Mavs win. The Wizards are probably going to be terrible again, but I'm not putting anything on this game personally. Timberwolves versus the Lakers, another good play. You got the Lakers at home plus 125, and the T-Wolves minus 125. 1-0 for the T-Wolves to start the season. Lakers lost a close game, I think it was like a 13-point game to Golden State in game 1. Lakers 2.5 on the spread, total at 225. 80% of the money is on the Timberwolves to win. 93% of the money on the T-Wolves to cover a 2.5 spread. And then 83% of the money on the total on the over on this game. This is going to be the last one I'll talk about before we jump into some player props. But looking at these two teams, T-Wolves beat Portland 118-114. Was a pretty close game. Then if you look at the Lakers lost by 10 to Golden State, 119-109. LeBron's still out, obviously. Minnesota got a full healthy team. There's no injuries. LeBron out, Kleber out, Thiero's out. So for me, I'm kind of leaning Minnesota. I'm just going to be honest with you. Ayton did not show me anything the last game. I thought Ayton acted like he was going to be something special in LA. And there was only one game. Maybe he is. I thought the opening game versus Golden State, DeAndre Ayton was going to turn up. You guys saw what happened in that game with Ayton. He had like 6.6 rebounds. That was it. Did not look very good. So if Ayton steps it up, I think the Lakers have a chance to win if they can get some boards and stuff. But I really just think that this Minnesota lineup looks a little bit better, and I would take them. And what was the number for Minnesota? Minus 125. That's probably what I would lean on that. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some player props. Let's lock in some live slips. Enough talking about some of these games. There's a lot of games and a lot of good games to really bet on. But those are the kind of like the money lines and stuff that I like for these games so far for that slate. But anyways, let's jump into our first player prop of the day. So the first player prop that I want to take is going to be from the Orlando side of things. We're going to take our man Paulo Banchero. So take a Banchero, or Banchero, whatever. I'm going to take him over 10.5 rebounds and assists. Now, I played him his last game. He ended up with 12. His line has been moved to 11.5. I will be taking this at 10.5, so I'm going to buy it down slightly. It's minus 137 odds on Prizepicks. 7 out of his last 10 games he cashed. He cashed his 63% of games last season. Then head-to-head last season versus Atlanta, he cashed this in 75% of games. He averaged 13.75 RA per game versus Atlanta last season. He hooked one game at the 10.5, but the other 3 games he went way over. Obviously, this game's probably going to be pretty decently fast-paced. I know I like the under on this slightly, but this one it's coin flip on the total on this. So I could see this being fast-paced. If it does go under, it's probably going to be very close to that line. If you look at Atlanta's RA defense, they give up 12th in the league in terms of rebounds and assists allowed. This is from last season, and then last season they gave up 24th in the league in terms of assists. Now the lineup. They now have Desmond Bane. They got Wagner. They have a pretty good offensive team. Banchero can obviously score a lot, but he can get a lot of assists too. There's a lot of assists that Banchero can get with this lineup, and I think that Bane adds a lot for his RA. So 10.5 RA right now. Personally, I think it's a steal for Banchero. His assist line is sitting at what? 4.5. I like the rebounds and assists. He gets a lot of rebounds as well. So I like Banchero for that, especially versus this Hawks team. So we can come over here to Prizepicks. We can type in our man Banchero, and then we can go find his rebounds and assists. It was a rebound line sitting at 7.5. His RA line is 12 on Prizepicks, which I don't like. But 10.5, I do like that. We'll see what it is on parlay play and see if we get better value here. So they do have Banchero boosted to 33.5 PRA, which I'll probably be locking in. I think that's a good line. I think he has a good game versus Atlanta. If you come down here to rebounds and assists, 10.5 is a 1.3x, 11.5 is a 1.7x, and then 12.5 is a 1.99x. So we're going to be locking in this 1.32x and see what the payout ends up being. If you play it with Ingram Boost right now, this does give you right at a double up, which is not what I'm doing. I'm just seeing what the value is. If you play this with the the next play that I have, then you do get a double up. So let's talk about that one. So the second play that I have on the board is, I was going to pull up Props Madness for Banchero to pull the shot chart, but we didn't lock in his points, so it doesn't really matter for free picks. But anyways, let's pull up our man Wemby. So Wembanyama is going to be my second pick of the day, and I don't know how I full screened that. Okay. So Wembanyama, taking our boy Wemby for the Spurs versus the Pelicans in New Orleans. I told you guys I don't think that the Pelicans could do anything to stop Wemby, so I'm going to take Wemby's PRA. His PRA line is sitting at like 43 on Prizepicks. Let's pull it up really quick. So Wemby, PRA sitting at, it could be 43.5 still on here as well, but it was at least 43. I know that for a fact. So 43 PRA. I like Wemby to go over 43. Now, it's a 2.5x. You can buy Wemby to 39.5 right here, and you can still get a double up on this play, which I like a lot. So Wemby at 40.5 still a double up. Let me make sure. Let me check that one more time. Yeah, 40.5 still a double up. And then obviously his 43 is going to be a 2.5x. So it might be better to risk it here if you think he gets an extra 4 PRA. 43 is going to be a push, which is why if he hits 43 on the dot, then your payout's going to be a lot lower, but 2.5x for that's good. I'll probably take it down just because I like playing goblins. I know some people don't like goblins. If you don't like goblins, play the 2.5x. Personally, it's up to you. You can do what you want on this, guys. You don't have to follow exactly what I do. But our man Wemby, I think, has a killer game. Let's pull him up at 39.5 on here. This is a 1.74x on parlay play, which is horrendous value. That's bad value, by the way. Don't touch that. Prizepicks is giving you really good value on this. So we're going to lock this in on Prizepicks. I'm not touching this on parlay play just because this value is horrible. If you get him at 42.5, it goes up to a double up. So you got the same value at 42.5 as Prizepicks has at 39.5. I know this isn't a good selling point for parlay play. Usually parlay play has better value, but right now this is horrible value. So lock this in while you can. I do think this might go away or the value might go down on this. So that's what I'm locking in as our first slip of the day. I'm going to put $150 on this. It's going to be a nice 150 to win 300. I'm going to check the value on underdog as well and see if it's the same. But if not, it's just going to be Prizepicks. Prizepicks is good value on this slip, and I think this slip's going to go green. It's one of my favorite slips on the board. So lock it in if you like it. Tell it or fade it if you don't. Next pick that I have that you can't get on Prizepicks right now, you're going to get on Sleeper. I locked it in on Sleeper. It's going to be for our man Lauri Markkanen. This line should be available on Prizepicks pretty soon. Markkanen is rebounds and assist line is sitting at 7.5. This will come on the board, I do believe. But 7.5 for our man Markkanen. If you look at him last season, he cashed it 45% of games. Doesn't look good. Opening game this season, he had 11 RA versus the Clippers. Now, the Clippers looked horrendous that game. They lost 108 to 129 to the Jazz. And the Jazz has not been a team that you would consider a powerhouse at all. Now, the Jazz are going against Sacramento. The Kings are playing Sabonis tonight, so Sabonis will be starting, or his game time decision. I'm pretty sure he's going to play. He may not, though. I guess I could have swore he was ruled in. But anyways, he is on the board. He's game time decision. He might play tonight. If he doesn't, then obviously it's going to be better for the boards for the Jazz. But if not, Sabonis is definitely a board magnet. He can get a lot of boards. Regardless, I like Markkanen. I think they're going to need Markkanen for rebounds and assists. Filipowski, Kessler, Keontae George, they've all been playing pretty well. Kessler looked really, really good in his last game, leading to a lot of assists for Markkanen. It's plus 105 odds if you straight bet this. This is going to be kind of my riskiest play of the day. Hit rate does not look very good for our man Markkanen on this play. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. But I do like this a lot, and playing 33-plus minutes, I think 8 RA is just really low for what Markkanen can provide for the team. He is good at scoring. If you want to take points or something, I wouldn't blame you on that as well. But I am going to take his RA. Now, I'm going to go ahead and check and see if it is on parlay play again. Markkanen. So there is no rebounds and assists, which means he's probably not on Prizepicks either. So let's go ahead and pull up our man Lauri Markkanen, rebounds and assists, probably not going to be on here. Just you're looking for a 7.5 number. So it's not on there. Now, you might be able to get him at 6.5 for good value as well if you want to play that one safe. So let's go ahead and pull Markkanen up, see what the value is at 6.5. This is available on Sleeper. I've already locked it in on Sleeper at 7.5. But 6.5, he ended up cashing out 57%. Obviously, 6.5 is a lot safer. There's no value, there's no odds on this one, so you probably can't lock it in very many places. But it might come on the board. I think it does come on the board at 6.5 for a little bit lower payout if you do want to risk that It might be on Chalkboard as well. Chalkboard's another good app that has some of these lines that Prizepicks ends up not having. But Lauri Markkanen was going to be the third pick that I have for today, but we will be locking in a second slip, so don't hold your horses. The third pick that I have is going to be for our man Luka Doncic. We're going to be taking Doncic. I think he's going to be needed tonight versus Minnesota. Obviously, he had that's RA. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for PRA. So we have 64 PRA in game one. Dropped 43 points versus Golden State, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 assist away from a triple-double. I'm taking him to give us 40 PRA. This is going to be a discounted line that I'm playing. He cashed it 73% last season. He's cashed it 5 of 8 games versus Minnesota. If you look at the finals for Minnesota, you can see he catched it 4 or 5 games, averaging almost 40 PRA versus Minnesota. Now, you take LeBron out, his usage goes through the roof. Him and AR are going to have to step it up. They're going to need Ayton. If you look at the Minnesota's PRA defense, they don't give up a lot of stats. Top 10 in every single category. Go to point guard position, middle of the pack in rebounds and assists. Still top 3 defense in terms of points allowed. Shooting guard, looking pretty close to the same thing. So they don't give up a lot of stats. Doncic is Luka Doncic. He's definitely going to be the guy to go to on the Lakers. We all know this. And I think he has a good game. 40 PRA is not a lot for him. He can drop 40 points, as we saw last game versus Golden State. It is a tough defensive matchup for him, but I do think he cashes this out. So we're going to pull up our man Luka. Not points and assists, it's PRA. His original line, where's it at, man? Am I blind? 48.5. So I'm buying this down quite a bit. I'm saying this is the lowest goblin they have. It's probably like a 1.2x. But we're going to play it with a boosted line on parlay play and have another slip. So 39.5 PRA. It's a 1.15. I'll buy it up, to be honest with you. I'll take him at 43 just to make it better. So we're going to lock in that slip. We're going to come over here to promos, and we're going to find a promo. So Banchero at 33.5 PRA. What is his PRA on Prizepicks? Because if it's that much higher, so 37.5, you can't even buy him to 33.5. So, okay. So we're just going to compare value here. So that's a 1.7x. This is a 1.8x. Parlay plays value is just bad right now, man. It really is. Like, why would I'm getting Banchero for 1 less, but Doncic is 3 more. So it makes it almost not worth it. 3 points made for Brunson, 2. We take this out and put Brunson in for 2 3 points made. That gives us a 1.88x. Not a good payout, man. I don't like the payout on this. I'm going to be honest with you. I might just go ahead and take Luka at 39.5 just because, let's see. Let's give this a 1.75x. That's literally the minimum we can play. I like this. Let's pull up Brunson 3s. Brunson 3s seems a little bit low to me, man. I know they're going against the Celtics. I think they have a really good perimeter defense. They don't give up very many 3 points, but 2 just seems really low. How many 3-pointers did he average? Is it that bad? Let me see. Where is 3 points made? First quarter point, 3 points. There it is, 3-point made. So over 1.5. Cashed 6 of his last 10. He cashed it 64% of games last season. 8 of 10 games versus the Celtics. He had 1 his last game. He shot 9 threes. That's insane value to me. 2 3-pointers for 1.5x? Okay, I'm taking this for sure. I'm just going to, what's $250 pay? $250 pays us $437. I mean, we could throw in something safe here, something that we think is safe here, and make the payout go a little bit higher. So let's look at something we think would be good. So Giannis PRA, for example. If we take Giannis at something like 39.5, that puts us up to a double up. Giannis should get 40 PRA, I would think, but it is versus the Raptors. Raptors pretty fast-paced, or they should be this season. What else could we take? What is another player? I wish I had like a chat open right now so you guys could give me some options and we could lock them in or look at them, at least research them together. I might just run with the Giannis play, to be honest, because I don't think that's a bad play. The payout's not good, obviously. Bam. Man, I want to run Bam again, dude, to be honest with you. 29.5 PRA puts us at a 2.7x. And I think he gets 30 PRA. What's Bam look like? I might risk this, man. I for real might. If you want Giannis at 39.5, that's a really good play in my opinion. But Bam here for that payout might be the move. I know he hooked me last time. I haven't learned my lesson, apparently. Ended with 29. Head-to-head last season versus Memphis. He catched it 1 of 2 games. Memphis doesn't give up a lot of stats to the center position. Hero's still out, right? Tyler Hero's still out. Rozier, obviously there's no Rozier. Not injury related. That's funny. They need Bam, dude. This team needs Bam. Davion Mitchell, maybe 20 PRA. We could do that. What's Mitchell's PRA? Let's take a look at that first. So we're gonna look at Mitchell, and this is live, guys. I'm locking this in live. Like we're researching together. I know this video is a little bit longer, or I think it's 30 minutes in right now. Let's see here. His PRA line is. They don't even have a PRA line for him on here. I might just risk this, man. I might risk it. What's Bam at the lowest payout? 24.5 puts us at it's still a double up. Do we risk it for another 6 PRA, or we just take the safest one? I think Bam soars over 29.5. I don't know why, but I just had that feeling, man. I feel like Bam's going to have a 30-something PRA game. That's a $680, 2.7x, almost an extra $200 pretty much for that win. I'm trying to give you guys something that cashes too. I don't want to pick Bam and him sell again, and then I look like an idiot when I could have took 24.5 and just double my money rather than getting greedy for the extra 0.7x. Because getting greedy will cause you to lose money in sports betting. I promise you. People want these plus 10,000 odds parlay, trying to get greedy and turn their $10 into $1,000. But y'all can get greedy and get lucky and hit one. But not saying it can't be done. But greed will kill you in this game. I promise. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to play it safe. I'll play another slip with Bam 29.5. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to. That slip is locked in. We got Doncic 40, Bam 25, then Brunson for 2 threes, 250 to win 505. And then you guys already saw the other slip we're going to take. We're going to take our man Banchero at 10.5 RA with Wembanyama on Prizepicks. So lock it in if you like it, guys. Fade it if you don't. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and a comment for a chance at free VIP. If you haven't joined the Discord, it's free to join. I'll throw in an extra free slip for NFL Sunday coming up. Probably have another kicker slip. So lock them in, like I said, guys, if you like, if you want. If you don't, just fade them. But hope you guys have an awesome Friday night. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all in the next one.